Hello and welcome to another Escape from Tarkov guide. This is another quick and easy one for you. It's another route that you can run to make some money in 0.12. Now this route I'm not taking any credit for, much like the other route that I showed you on the previous video, which was based on a route by Pistilli. This next one here is a route based on a friend of mine's suggestion, Jack, and it's basically running Interchange, but it's not doing what you think. Now, what most people are doing at the moment on Interchange is they're running straight inside and they're heading for Ollie, or they're heading for the back of Goshan, and trying to get the building materials because they can sell for a lot of money. And obviously that is quite a good way of making money if you can get away with it, but the problem with that method is a lot of other people are trying to do it as well at the same time. Now with 0.12 they added a load of caches, I suppose people are calling them, caches, that have items hidden inside them, and these items can range from some really rubbish stuff like, you know, bandages or splints, all the way up to things like P90s and 5.7s, which I personally have found in these caches before. Now there are two types of these caches. There are barrels and there are crates, and I'm going to show you where a few of them are on Interchange. I'll also show you the sort of general method you should try and follow when trying to get these crates, or these caches I should say. Okay, so depending on where you spawn is going to affect your route, and also depending on your extraction is going to affect your route. So as you can see top right, I've got Emicom checkpoint to my extraction, which is over in that corner over there. The other extraction you can have is the railway, which is in that corner over there. Now based on where we've spawned here, which is sort of on the very opposite side of the map to where the shops are, there are quite a few caches we can check out here straight away, so I'll show you a few of them now. I'll show you the route at least. Now this one, I know there's one around this red sofa. I will post the map that I use to find these because there are some great maps that people have been putting on Reddit. Here it is. As you can see, it just looks like a barrel sticking out of the ground. Now the loot you get in these can range pretty massively, as I'm sure we'll see from this one here. So nothing super valuable so far. Bit of money. These things are worth a bit. Nothing great. Yes, that one was a bit of a bust. Nothing super impressive from that one. Now one thing to keep in mind when I am running these here is I am running this in offline mode, so the loot you get does vary based on whether or not you're in offline mode. Obviously offline mode doesn't count. So this is purely for demonstration purposes. Next one's quite an easy one to find. There is another barrel one over here. Now there are a few of these on other maps as well. As far as I know so far, they've only been put in on Customs and Interchange. What is that? That looks expensive. Pressure gauge. Ooh, that's worth a lot. That's a lot of money right there. We'll grab the other bit of some ammo and things as well. That pressure gauge we just found there, if this was on online mode, I'd be ecstatic. That's worth about 400 grand, I think. These ones in the woods especially can be a bit hard to find, just because of, you know, the fact they're in the middle of the woods. I'm trying to remember where this one is.
2 hours later.
There it is. So it's not looking too impressive, honestly, this one we've done here, but this is one that's a bit lower risk than some of the other ones I've shown before, like the reserve-based one. Because with this one, there's a lot less people doing it, is one thing. So, you know, it may seem like there's not that much stuff, but we'll see how much we can get out of this. I'll give us an estimate at the end of this and see how much we've made from it and how many caches that took us to get. Now, generally, the barrel ones we've been checking out seem to be lower value than the sort of box ones or the trapdoor ones, which I'll show you. There's another one. There's one of them. Can you remember? Here it is. Let's see what we've got in here. So gunpowder, that's worth a bit. Not sure how much that's worth. Crappy ammo and a wrench. So I'm going to dump off all this ammo because it's not worth anything. This route we're doing here is only going to cross 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of these caches. Now on this map there is a lot more than that. And it's probably worth doing a run where you try and see all of them, just to see what you think your route's going to be. There is one of them as well by the power station. So if you are running power station as well, as a lot of people are at the moment, could be a good place to check out as well, or add this at the end of your power station run, just to try and get a bit more loot in there. Okay. So there's two actually around this set of boxes here. There's one barrel here, very easy to find. It's also quite a good way of leveling up if you're fairly low level, because you're going to be inspecting and finding a lot of items here that that you wouldn't have otherwise seen, or you may never have actually picked up before. Power bank, I think that's worth a bit. So we've got that gauge was the best thing we found so far. That pressure gauge is certainly worth a lot of money. The next one's just over here. This is going to be good, hopefully. A lot of items in here. Ooh, I can't even pronounce the word for this one, but that's expensive. A ophthalmoscope, I'm going to go for? Ophthalmoscope. Ophthalmoscopes are worth a lot.
Ophthalmoscope.
Gunpowder as well is worth a fair bit. Bulbs are worth a bit. So yeah, there's a good load of stuff in there. Okay, now there's one more for us to hit up on our way before we go out through the extraction, the Emicom extraction. Super easy to find. It's just on these rocks up here towards the extraction. What have we got? Cigarettes, some juice, another ophthalmoscope. That's a lot of money. Right, and our extraction would just be over here. Now obviously if you start on the other end of the map, or your extraction is not this extraction, it's the train tracks instead, you would essentially do what we've done here, check out all the different caches that are on your route to the extraction, but you would obviously do it on the other side of the map. Now I'm not going to show you that because it's pretty redundant really. You can just look at the map I'll include in the description below to see that for yourselves. But I would recommend checking this map out, or also to keep an eye on the Escape from Tarkov subreddit, because people like to release these maps. They seem to release them fairly frequently and update them as people do find new things, so you may find in a month or two there are extra caches that have been found that otherwise you would have missed out on. So just to prove my point of how valuable this can be, we're going to have a look at some of the items we got there. Now, keeping in mind this was done in offline mode, so the spawns are different in offline mode. But what we just achieved isn't impossible in online mode. It would be lucky. It would be pretty lucky to get the stuff we did, but it's definitely possible. So let's see. Ophthalmoscope. How do you spell that? Here we go. So an ophthalmoscope, 90,000. So that's two of them. We found that. So that would have been 180. The pressure gauge, 180,000 there. Pressure gauge is 300 grand as well, so that's already 480,000. Power bank is another 20,000. So you're looking at least, from that run we had there, which obviously wasn't a real one, we would have made 500,000 rubles, which is obviously a substantial amount of money. The only thing you really need for this is your weapons of choice, what you'd like to be geared up with to keep yourself safe while doing this, and a backpack. You don't necessarily need to take anything with this because it's not super high risk. There aren't a lot of people doing this at the moment, so you could maybe do it with a pistol if you are really low on money. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this video, please do leave a like and a comment and that sort of thing. And if you wanted to, please do subscribe to the channel and ring the notification bell, as all the YouTubers say nowadays. And subscribe, and obviously as I upload new videos, you get notifications and that sort of stuff. Yeah, if you want to see more of these routes, do let me know. I'm quite enjoying doing these little short, easy videos. Thank you very much for watching, and bye-bye.